So what is going on over at Bethesda? You all know how much I really like to, quite often give these quick sort of news roundup videos, and I feel like this is as good as time as any to sort of talk about the future and what the future of Bethesda looks like, what they currently have planned and what they're currently working on. Obviously, we just got Starfield a few months ago, so that's still one of the main focuses over there. A lot of the Bethesda team are still working on the future updates and of course future DLC for Starfield. They actually did just confirm the other day that there's still around 250 devs working on Starfield. So when we take a look at what Bethesda have mentioned before, we know that they're planning to add things such as a city maps and eat and drink button. That update actually just came out. And of course regular bug fixes and just overall performance improvements. As for that Starfield DLC, we do know that the first DLC will be Shattered Space, but we sadly don't know exactly what this is or when it's coming. I'm personally really hoping for a Varun DLC. If we look at Bethesda's past games, such as Fallout 4, we know that the first DLC was added in March of 2016, so that's about 4 months after Fallout 4's release date. So we can maybe expect to see Shattered Space release around February if past Bethesda DLC releases are anything to go off, but besides that we really don't know what the future of Starfield currently looks like. But we do know that not just one, but 2 new Elder Scrolls games are on their way. We can assume that most of the Bethesda Game Studios team is now currently working on Elder Scrolls 6, at least again I'm just assuming, but after years of waiting the game is finally in its full development stage, meaning that yes, after all these years we can finally say Elder Scrolls 6 is being made. Of course it's likely going to be a very long while until we hear anything official, although hopefully we'll see some leaks over the next few years, and if you ask me, I would say that Elder Scrolls 6 will probably release between late 2026 to late 2028, just to be optimistic. I personally think that 2027 to 2028 is the most likely release time when you look back and see that, it usually takes Bethesda about 4 years to make a game, but it did also take them 8 years to make Starfield, so who knows. Hopefully Elder Scrolls 6 won't have 1,000 near empty places for us to meaninglessly visit, so it should get made quicker than 8 years. But the other Elder Scrolls game that is also currently on its way is Elder Scrolls Castles, and the best way I can describe this is Fallout Shelter, but this time it's Elder Scrolls. Yeah, there's really not much else I can say here. As you can see, it's literally just Fallout Shelter, but an Elder Scrolls version. Now, I really love Fallout Shelter, in fact I still play it to this day actually. Todd Howard has been saying for a few years now that they've been working on a mobile game that they're really proud of, and this seems to be it. You can play this game right now as a beta tester in some countries. Sadly, I'm not able to get it over here in England, so, credit in the description for this gameplay footage. I'm not too sure what the status is for it for the Americans or Australians, my 2 other bigger audiences, but considering people can beta test it right now, and there's even gameplay out there online as you can see, I really don't imagine it will be long until we're able to play this, probably early next year if you were to ask me, but it is still strange how this suddenly got dropped with no warning or promotion. Now I might as well bring it up since we are talking about the future of Bethesda, but no, we still know absolutely nothing about Fallout 5. The last major thing we heard was simply that they have a one-pager on what they want to do with it. I'd say Fallout 5 is currently in its Elder Scrolls 6 era, if you get my meaning, where it's all anybody wants, it's all anybody's talking about, it's all anybody's asking for, and it's likely going to be another decade or something stupid like that until we actually start to hear anything about it. I know that sucks, but yeah, don't hold your breath if you're hoping for news soon. The only way I can see that we're getting any amount of information on Fallout 5 somewhat soon is if another company makes it, and Todd Howard has expressed a lot in the past that he has no interest in allowing that, so let's just move on. Now the Fallout 4 Next Gen update is just about the only thing that us Fallout fans have to look forward to video game wise, and honestly we've been speaking about it like 3 times a week on the channel recently. It's getting ridiculous at this point, but we still have zero idea when it's coming, sadly. It was of course planned for 2023, but we're nearing the end of the year now, so a lot of people, myself included, and a bunch of other content creators that I've spoken to think it will end up releasing in April of 2024, because that's when the Fallout TV series being made by Amazon is premiering. But that's pretty much all we have to go over on the Fallout side of things, so let's carry on. Not being made by Bethesda Game Studios, but something else from Bethesda that I'm really looking forward to personally is the Indiana Jones game that was announced a few years ago. The game's currently in development over at Machine Games, the folks behind the Wolfenstein series, and Todd Howard is even helping produce it. Although they have mentioned recently that the game is still in very, 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 very early stages of development, to quote them, this is really strange to me because they announced this game literally years ago, and if it's only still in early development, I really just don't understand why we even got an announcement. Like, I understand the Elder Scrolls 6 announcement being way too soon. They needed to shut everybody up and also let everybody know that it was coming while they focused on Starfield, but this one is just super weird to me. This is really a huge pet peeve of mine. I wish that game companies would stop announcing things way too early like this, but oh well, I guess, it's done now. Bethesda have mentioned how they originally wanted Indiana Jones to release back in 2022, and we're obviously well away from the end of 2022 now, like we're almost in 2024, so who knows. But hey, that is what the future of Bethesda is currently looking like. Not a whole lot to go over, but if you did enjoy the video, I kindly ask that you leave it a like, and of course if you do want to stay up to date on Bethesda along with plenty of other games, then this is absolutely the place for you, so consider subscribing. We'd love to have you join us. Lastly, as always, a huge big thank you to our channel members. Your support means the world, guys, and I do need to update this banner. I promise I will get it done for the next video. But with all of that said and done, I thank you all so much for watching, and I really hope to see you next time. Peace.